A man without a vision for the future is always going to return to his past. A man without a vision for the future will always return to his past. This is a fact. I'll ask you right now, all right? What do you want in your life? What do you want in your life? Have a little think about that. All right? Now you're going to say to me, yeah, John, I want to be able to travel the world. I want freedom. Okay, cool. Yeah, John, I want to get in shape. Cool. Yeah, John, I want to find, a dream girl. Cool. So you probably have clarity around this. Most people do. Most people have dreams. Most people think about what they want, right? But I'm sorry to tell you, bro, it's not enough. It's just not enough. And here is why. Because there's two types of beliefs we have. One is an explicit belief, and one is an implicit belief. Now, an explicit belief is, yeah, man, I'm going to make 10 grand a month online. I'm going to travel the world. Yeah, I'm going to get in shape, man. This was me for 3 fucking years whilst I was working at a supermarket. I said I wanted it, right? I said I wanted it. But did my actions align with that? Did my feelings and emotions align with that? When I would tell people what I was doing, was there resistance around that? You know what I'm talking about. When I would go to the gym and I'd see another guy in shape, did that make me feel insecure? You know what I'm saying, guys? I know you know what I'm saying. And this is the point I'm trying to make. This is where it's revealing to you your implicit beliefs, your true beliefs about what you actually believe. Because you can say, bro, I want to make 10K a month online, and I believe you should start saying that. Speak it into existence. But it's not going to be enough. Here is why. Your subconscious mind is driving upwards of 90% of your behaviors in your life. It's driving almost everything we do. And recognize that your subconscious mind is where your beliefs are stored. Your emotions are stored. Your long-term memory is stored. So no matter how much you say consciously, I'm going to get in shape, bro. I'm going to make money online, bro. If you have in your subconscious mind beliefs, emotions, old stories that go against that, you're always going to return to your past. Because that's what's guiding your reality. Now, just look at it like this, yeah? How long have you been trying to get in shape? How long have you been trying to make money online? How long have you been trying to do things in your life you know are going to improve it, but you always seem to default back to that old version of yourself? Why do people say, oh yeah, new year, new me, I'm going to join the gym, and then a few weeks into the new year they stop? Is it that they don't want it? No, they want it. Consciously they want it. But subconsciously, there's forces working against them, pushing against them, right? You know that resistance, you know that feeling you get when you want something, you start working towards it, and then all of a sudden you look back and go, what happened, bro? This is where I was at for the longest time in many areas of my life. My physique, I remember there'd be times I'd go to the gym, I'd be pushing, and then all of a sudden I would stop. Or I would stop eating the right foods. You know what I'm saying to you? And the same with my businesses. I remember when I first started, it took me 3 years to succeed. 3 years to succeed in making money online. Should it have taken me 3 years? No fucking way. But my subconscious mind was working against me. And this is the point I'm trying to make to you. This is why having a compelling vision of where you're trying to go in your life is critical to your success long term if you want to be a successful man. Like I mentioned, a man without a vision for the future, he's always going to return to his past. And realize that where focus goes, energy flows, man. Energy flows. And when I've coaching, I've coached so many people now, upwards, I would say, coming up to 1,000 people. And if there's one thing I ask people, I say, what do you want? What's your vision, bro? And they seem to always find their way back to telling me what they do not want. At some level, they always find a way to tell me what they do not want. And that fascinates me because that just goes to show where their focus is going. And that goes to show where their energy is going to. And energy is what manifests stuff. Energy is what creates our reality. And thoughts are the beginning stage of that. Thoughts create things in our life. Thoughts are what create our reality. Question this. Look back over your past year, past 3 months, and question the thoughts you've been having. Be brutally honest with yourself here. I guarantee you, the thoughts you've been having have aligned with your current reality. Simple as that. Where focus goes, energy flows. Where you put your thoughts is what's going to create your reality. And this is why having that crystal clear vision is what allows you to control the thoughts in your mind. How was I able to go from being a supermarket worker, struggling in school, failing in school, getting hardly any good grades, right? Going on to working in a supermarket, having mad limiting beliefs, being skinny and out of shape, horrible diet, horrible habits, smoking weed, watching porn, scrolling social media till 2, 3 in the morning, wasting my life away, being a low value man, to transforming my life in still some ways that I'm like, is this even my reality? Like, I'm able to travel the world freely on my own schedule. My businesses are doing better than ever. I'm in the best physique and shape of my life. I'm financially free. I'm traveling the world. It's just, how? How was I able to do that? Because I wrote it all down. And what I would do once I wrote this down is I would obsess about reading over this. I would program it into my subconscious mind. And this is exactly what I do today. Till this day, I still do this. I read over my vision of where I'm going in my life. And I sit down and I close my eyes and I start to see these scenes playing out. I start to see myself, whatever it might be, right? And I see these scenes playing out in my life. Getting in mad shape, my business is scaling, being more calm, confident, and relaxed, being connected to God. And I'm seeing these scenes playing out. And then my mind starts to accept that as a reality. And what this will do for you is, like I said, if you have visions and goals in your life, right? And you feel there's resistance towards them, just realize that's just your subconscious mind fighting against your conscious mind. And the key thing I'm doing when I'm reading over this vision and I'm sitting down and I'm closing my eyes and I'm seeing it in my reality now, and I'm emotionalizing it and I'm experiencing it, I'm aligning the two. I'm aligning my subconscious with my conscious mind. So let's say, for example, when I was trying to get in shape, right? I'd go to the gym for a little bit and I'd stop. Go to the gym for a little bit, then I would stop. So I was like, all right, cool. Same with my business, right? I would make a lot of money, stop. Make money, stop. Same with my overall happiness and fulfillment within myself. I would get to these points in my life and then I'd come bringing it back down. You guys can relate to that, right? So what I would do is I would close my eyes and I wrote down, for example, I'm calm, I'm confident, I'm clear when it comes to growing my businesses and making £100,000 profit per month. I close my eyes, I would see those scenes. I would see the areas, how this will bless my life, how this will bless the lives of others around me, how this will bless not just my life, but many other people's lives. I would see myself being able to travel the world, being able to stay in wherever I want, the good times I'd have with my friends, all the little details. And here's what else I would do. I would visualize and see myself overcoming the challenges I felt resistance to. So for me, it was like, let's say around my accounting and taxes. I didn't understand this shit. And I would always at some level resist it, all right? Or I would resist doing deep work, focusing on my business. All right, my iPhone just died, so now I'm gonna film it on my other iPhone. But like I was saying, a man without a vision for the future will always return to his past. He will always default back to what he knows. And all I had known from my life was in school, when things got hard, I would escape, you know? When things became challenging, I would escape, I would run away from it. In school, I could never focus, right? If I look at my school reports, which I still have, if you look at them, all it says in there is, yeah, John's got potential, he just can't focus though. He just can't focus. So my whole life I'm being told I can't focus, right? So that's a belief. That's my vision. That's what I see in my mind. So think about that, guys. My vision in my mind and what I believed was how I would operate. So I couldn't focus. I couldn't do the deep work. When things got hard and challenging, you know, in school as well, I remember being almost fucking traumatized by maths. I never understood maths. I remember times in the classroom, teacher be asking a question, I'm like, oh shit, putting my head down. John, do you know the answer? Feeling embarrassed, man. By the whole classroom, like, I don't know, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, right? Or like, I remember this one time when I met these kids and they asked me, do you know your times table? And I said, no. And the next day they said, oh, we told our nan you don't know your times table. And she said, you're dumb. When you're a kid, like, this shit impacts you more than you realize. So I am believing these things, right? I'm believing like I'm dumb. I'm believing that I'm not good enough. I'm believing that when things get hard, I run away. I'm believing that I can't focus. So what I would do with my visions is I would see myself overcoming these challenges. Because you need to realize, man, your mind, it can't tell the difference between what you imagine and what is real. And I'll prove this to you right now. Let's close your eyes and imagine you're standing on the top of a high sky-rise building. Actually do this, right? And just imagine you're standing on the top of a high sky-rise building and you look over the edge, you see the cars driving around, and at any second you could just fall off. If you do that, even for like 5 seconds, you will feel for a moment or two that you're on the top of a building. This goes to prove the point. So when you use your visualizations, you want to start to see in your mind these scenes playing out that you want to experience. Because over time with repetition, it will become a belief. It will just become who you are. So like I mentioned, I would visualize, I would see myself overcoming my challenges. I would see myself pushing through and how to be more focused. I would see myself overcoming these resistances I would have. And as I started to do that, magical things started to happen. I remember I would be visualizing, seeing myself sitting down at my desk, being able to tap in. I would say to myself things like this I'll be sitting down meditating. I focus on demand with ease. I focus on demand with ease. And I would see myself sitting down at my desk, focusing on demand. I focus. And then I would go to my desk to work and I would just focus. And it was literally like the scenes I would see in my mind just were playing out exactly how I visioned them in my mind. And the same is true, guys. This is the whole point of this video. The same would be true for the visions that I hadn't actually consciously thought about. So the things I would fear, for example, those would play out in my life as well. So for example, let's say this, right? If I would, okay, we'll just use that example again. Before I became aware of the focus one, whenever I would sit down to work on my business or whatever it would be, when things would get hard, I'd run away, okay? Because that was my vision. That's what I saw in my mind. When I would sit down to focus and do work, I would always get distracted because that was my vision. That's what I saw in my mind for so many years. But when I started to create the new vision of what I did want and what I intentionally chose to see in my reality, that's when I started to act in that way. And I would see myself traveling the world. I would see myself just living my dream life. It became a reality. And this is the point I'm trying to make, guys. Your vision, you have to define it. Like, you know, when I coach people, I say there's two visions you want to have, right? One is the external vision, right? What lifestyle do you want? Do you want to be able to just travel to Mexico and stay in a penthouse right by the jungle with your friends? You know, my friends are in the penthouse next door. Do you want to be able to just have an infinite amount of money? Like, what do you truly want, bro? Write this shit down. External vision. Second step is called the internal vision. And I came up with these two terms myself after taking, like I said, many coaching calls, because many people had a vision of what they wanted, but I say, okay, cool, who's gonna get you there? Who's gonna get you to your vision? Guess what? You are. You are gonna get you to your vision. So if that's the case, if you are the one that's gonna get you to your vision, you need to define who you need to be. What kind of character traits do you have? What kind of habits do you have? How do you feel? All of that stuff there, right? And the more you start to define the ideal version of yourself, then the more you will start again moving towards that version of you. But you have to realize, like I said, guys, it all begins with a clear vision. How can you become someone if you don't know who they are? How can you create a reality in your life if you don't know what it looks like? And like I said, guys, the more I started to define my vision of who I am, you know, let's say, for example, in the gym, I would visualize myself being disciplined. I would visualize myself maxing out. I would visualize myself eating the right foods. I would visualize myself doing everything I knew that was required to get in the best shape of my life. Guess what happened? I started to get in the best shape of my life. Now here's where it is even more powerful, guys. Those internal resistances that I would have had before, which would cause me to sabotage, they were gone. It was just such a weird feeling, guys, but like, because I'd seen it so many times in my mind over and over again, it's like all of those internal fears and beliefs and whatever they were, it's like my brain, because it had believed it and already seen it, it was like, it's cool, bro, we're safe. And I could get into details on how this works in the mind, but I'm not going to go into too much detail right now. But just realize that what is unfamiliar and what is perceived as a threat or danger in your mind will avoid that. All right? Plain and simple. It will avoid anything it perceives as dangerous or, you know, not going to help it get onto its destination. So, to summarize this video, guys, you know, where focus goes, energy flows. And if you don't have a vision for where you're going, like a clear vision of where you want to go, physique, business, lifestyle, your character traits, who you are, you're always going to defer back to what you know. You're always going to go back to who you was. Does that make sense? You're always going to go back to that. But the more you clearly define who you want to be and what you want, and then you enter into what I call the unseen as best you can. Like, I would recommend do it in the morning, do it in the evening, and then just do it throughout the day. When you enter into the unseen, start to see these scenes you've wrote down playing out. You know, see yourself doing the things you know are going to get you the physique. See yourself doing the actions you know are going to grow your business. See yourself with the beliefs and the feelings of what it's like to be making a certain type of money, what it's like to be in insane shape. Because what I've discovered as well, if you have any resistance towards it, if you have anything that's kind of stopping you or blocking you, you resist it at some level, right? If you have any kind of block around, let's say, making more money, you resist it. Because again, your brain is keeping you safe. It's like, that might be dangerous. Let's stay where we are. This is especially true for entrepreneurs I see. A lot of entrepreneurs will get to 10K per month and then they stop. And I'm like, why is that? Because at some level, they're linking more danger to growing or wasting energy to growing. Like, oh, I've already making 10K a month, right? Why would I want to make more? I'm comfortable. Comfort zone, right? So the more you visualize and you see these scenes in your life of this greater reality, the more you gravitate towards it. One last thing I'll leave you with, guys. Your brain will avoid pain and move towards pleasure. If you create so much pleasure to your future reality, and you create, not pain to now, but, you know, knowing there's a better reality out there, you're going to move towards that. You know, like, I know my life now is amazing, but there's more to this game. And that's why I focus on where I'm going. Let me simplify this for you guys. What do you want? Who do you need to be? And see that in your mind as much as you can day to day. Enter into the unseen. Mix that with emotion and feeling. See those scenes playing out. When the resistance pops up in your mind, lean into it. Push through it in your mind. And watch how your life will rapidly transform. I can guarantee you this right now. I hope you found this video valuable. If you did, please comment below, leave a like, and go and follow me on Instagram. It's just John Gab. And also I got a vlog channel as well where I just upload random little thoughts here and there. You can go and subscribe to that. Link in the description, or just John Gab Vlogs. But yeah guys, I'll see you in my next video. No slacking.